Hola a todos y bienvenido a nuestro evento. Yo me llamo Marina Jimenez. My name is Marina Jimenez, and I am a journalist at the Globe and Mail, and I have the good fortune to have been born half Spanish, so I consider myself part of Toronto's wonderful Latino or Hispanic community. I wanted to share with you an anecdote. When growing up in Toronto, there were something like 12 Jimenez in the phone book, so we used to count them out. That's how small the community was. And my father, whose name is Jose Jimenez, was often referred to as Joe's Gyms. And I'm not making this up. So to look out at everybody in the audience tonight and to know how much the community has grown and matured and become so diverse over the years is such a pleasure for me personally. And I celebrate only more Spanish, more Hispanics. We, of course, have in our future the Pan Am Games to look forward to in 2015, which is going to be a chance to highlight the success of the community. And we have our own Idalia Obregon, who can stand up with the THCC, and she sits on the advisory committee of the Pan Am Games. If you want to talk about opportunities with her afterwards, go Idalia. And we also see in the U.S. the pivotal role that Latinos are playing in the U.S. election. And of course, today a survey was released showing that Hispanics are also a force to be reckoned with here in Canada. The community is young, entrepreneurial, ambitious, and extremely educated. And the Toronto Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is such an important symbol of the community's success, as well as a bridge between the two worlds. So I'm so pleased to be able to host tonight's event. This is the third annual awards, and it's the first time we're going to have a video component so that you can learn more about the winners. And of course, as you all know, we're here to honor 7 Hispanic business leaders in Toronto. They have all achieved excellence in their chosen fields, and they've made a fantastic impact on the community. And you're going to meet the 7 entrepreneurs tonight, as well as have the fun of watching their success on the video. I wanted to say that before we get started, we're going to screen 5 special videos as a sort of introduction, and then we'll kick off the awards ceremony. So without any further ado, I'd like to welcome you all to tonight's event, and we'll start with our videos.
We connect people.
We connect businesses.
We foster collective thinking.
We believe in your potential.
We are the Toronto Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
Ask us for a second opinion on your small business finances. You're richer than you think. Scotiabank.
Thank you so much for those videos. And now I would like to take this moment to welcome all the special guests that we have here in the audience tonight. I'm not going to name them all because there's too many of them, but I would like to at least mention the countries they come from. So we're just delighted to have with us representatives, ambassadors, consuls, and trade representatives from Brazil, Costa Rica, Chile, Ecuador, El Salvador, Colombia, Guatemala, Mexico, Malta, Nicaragua, Panama, Peru, Portugal, Spain, and the UK. We're also delighted to have with us the leaders from the Ontario Chamber of Commerce, the Canadian Aboriginal Minorities Supplier Council, the Greater Toronto Marketing Alliance, the York University Foundation, and Conocer Scholarship, which we're going to hear more about later in the evening, as well as the University of Toronto School of Continuing Education. And now I would like to introduce you to the president of the Toronto Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Diego Casco. Mr. Casco was born in Costa Rica, and for those of you that don't already know him, he's a graphic designer and a proud Canadian. He founded Casco Design and Communications, one of Toronto's premier design studios specializing in advertising, websites, signage, and the creation of corporate brands and identities. He's a leader in his community, and he regularly leads design and marketing seminars at the Learning Enhancement Center. Casco's been called one of Toronto's best design studios. So here's Diego with a few words.
Thank you. Can't see. Good evening. First of all, I would like to send our own warm regards to Marta Niño of Abanico Magazine. Marta, our prayers are with you, and we hope you get better soon. Good evening. On behalf of the Toronto Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, thank you for being here tonight. Please help us thank our sponsors for making this event possible by giving them a round of applause. I would like to express our sincere appreciation to the selection committee at University of Toronto School of Continuing Studies for their commitment to executing a transparent and trustworthy selection process. Thank you. Welcome to our special guests and to Anthony Lacavera, our keynote speaker. Thank you for accepting our humble recognition as recipient of the Visionary Award 2012. We look forward to your inspiring story. So, talk about a vision. This is exactly what this was supposed to look like. So, look around you. You're part of that vision we had for this event tonight. So, welcome and thank you for being here. Our team, all volunteers, worked countless hours to make this happen. So, please allow us to thank Idalia, Jacobo, Lorena, Claudia, Monica, Maria Elena, Luis, Veronica, Alicia, Alvaro, Lauren, Sebastian, Gerardo, and Christina. Thank you for your time and dedication. Most importantly, thank you to our members, business owners, students, and professionals for their continued support. We have more than tripled our membership in the last year. This is great progress and a sign of things to come. THCC is a volunteer-based non-for-profit organization. Our mandate is to bridge business opportunities between Hispanics and Canadians. Every initiative we take on has the purpose of providing the means to our members to obtain exposure and connect with other businesses in pursuit of productive synergies and outcomes. There are more than 500 businesses in Toronto owned by Latin Americans. As we continue to come together, one strong voice will be heard loud and clear that we have made Toronto our home and that we are here to succeed. We mean business and we bring business. The nominees, businesses and individuals, are a testimony to this statement. So why Vision Awards, or Visión en español? Vision is the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. All of these award recipients have that in common, a vision. Through the showcase videos tonight, you will witness the foundation of these visions and the fulfilled promise these companies represent today. Here we share the stories of how they grew from idea to enterprise. Their success will encourage other entrepreneurs to continue and pursue their visions. So we congratulate all of our visionaries as we celebrate your accomplishments here tonight. You're an inspiration to all of us and the seed that will keep this chamber going and growing. Thank you.
Thank you, Diego, for those inspiring words. I just wanted to thank the main sponsors of tonight's event. The awards are presented by Scotiabank. Omni is the media sponsor. Unikron is the video sponsor. Casillero del Diablo, one of my favorite wines, is our wine sponsor. Casco Design is the design sponsor. The City of Toronto and Monsoon Communications are our gold sponsors. Comercio Latino is the bronze sponsor. And our in-kind sponsors are Avianca, TACA, Dominican Republic Tourism Board, Flow Trading, and RBC. Our media partners, I've seen a lot of them around tonight, are TorontoHispano.com, Mercado News, HispanosEnCanada.ca, and La Guía Hispana. So we'll give them a hand. And at the end of the night, we're going to have a raffle. 50% of the proceeds will be going to Conocer, which is a special scholarship for Spanish-speaking students. We're lucky enough to have Marcel Dupuis here tonight. He's representing York University Foundation's Conocer Scholarship. The name Conocer comes from the merging of two words in Spanish, conocer and ser, which loosely translated means learning to become. The objective is to create scholarships and a network of social agents that can work towards helping the Spanish-speaking community. It was created after studies found that there's actually a high dropout rate amongst Spanish-speaking students in high school in Toronto. And there's people that are going to be wandering around afterwards selling raffle tickets if you haven't already had a chance to buy one. The prizes are a 7-day all-inclusive stay for two at the Blau Resort, which I think is in the Dominican Republic. Latin American gourmet products from Flow Trading gift basket, a golf bag from the CIBC, 1 ticket to Costa Rica on TACA Airlines, 2 bottles of Mike Weir wine, and Raptors tickets. So without any further ado, we'll begin our evening. I want to tell you just a little bit more about the awards. As Diego said, there's 7 in all, and if you're thinking about next year, it's good to know that you can nominate yourself, or you can nominate a company or person. And as Diego mentioned, the selection committee is from the University of Toronto School of Continuing Education, they rank the nominees and select the winners. So there's 7 categories. There's the Young Entrepreneur, which awards a Hispanic-owned business demonstrating outstanding and sustained growth. There's a Small Medium Business Award for a slightly larger company that must have been in business for 5 years with fewer than 20 employees. Then there's an entrepreneur, which is to be awarded for innovation. There's retail, of course, in the retail sector, and a business must have been around for at least 3 years. There's arts and culture, honoring a person who's been promoting Hispanic culture in Canada through arts, singing, dance, or music. Then there's the businesswoman of the year, my favorite, an individual who demonstrates outstanding achievement in entrepreneurship, innovation, philanthropy, and community involvement. There's also, so that we can have gender equity here, a businessman of the year, and that's exactly the same, but it goes to a man. And finally, there's the business of the year. This award goes to one of the 7 winners of the previous awards, and it's a special recognition, sort of the award of the night, you might say. So we thank the selection committee for reviewing all the nominees and selecting the qualified recipients. And I just want to honor the committee members by naming them. We're lucky enough to have a few of them, at least here tonight. Dr. Gordon Davies, Cynthia Betcher, Wilfred Fong, Philip Schaum, and Edward Carson. So, time for the awards. For the first award, it's going to be presented by Scott Bowman. He's the Senior Director of the Canadian Youth Business Foundation. The Canadian Youth Business Foundation, for those of you that don't know, is the go-to place for youth entrepreneurship. It's dedicated to growing Canada's economy one entrepreneur at a time. They look at character, not collateral, and they provide youth with pre-launch coaching, resources, financing, and mentoring. So without any further ado, I'll ask Scott to come up and present the first award.
Buenas noches a todos. Estoy muy contento de estar aquí con ustedes. Now, I gotta say, it took me a week to learn that, so I'll keep working on that. But it's my pleasure to be here on behalf of the Canadian Youth Business Foundation and to announce the nominees and, of course, the award winners tonight for the Young Entrepreneur Award. And we are very happy to be new partners of the Toronto Hispanic Chamber. And you guys are doing an amazing job all across the city to encourage young entrepreneurs in the Hispanic community and bring them, from an idea to an actual fully fledged business. And we're proud to be a part of your success and to ensure further success of your entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, in the future. So without further ado, the nominees for the Young Entrepreneur Award are Mauricio E. Edaraga, Carolina Jimenez, and fan club, and Christian Contreras. And the winner goes to Christian Contreras.
My name is Christian Contreras. I've come from Cali, Colombia, and I've been here in Canada for about 11 years now. Next Parliament began as a dinner conversation, but a year and a half ago, a few friends and I were having a dinner party just before the last federal election, and the question came up of why people ages 20 to 35 were the least likely to get involved in the process. Next Parliament, it's a tool that we're designing to provide any Canadian with sufficient passion and commitment to any cause, with the tools and the means that they will need to lobby politicians on behalf of this cause. We will allow them to contact all the different stakeholders and get them in the conversation. We will provide the mechanism for politicians to follow that progress, and we will allow these users to leverage their social media reach to raise public awareness for their cause. In the next 5 years, we hope to build Next Parliament to a point where it can truly deliver on the promise of constituting a platform that any Canadian can use, provided they have enough passion to drive change through their society, and in this way become an integral part of what it means to be a democratic country in the 21st century.
So the next award is the Small Medium Business Award, and it's going to be presented by Alicia Balwick, who's the Senior Advisor for Economic Development and Culture Division at the City of Toronto. Toronto, as you all know, is the largest city in Canada and the 5th largest in North America. I'm so sorry. I made a mistake. That always happens. So the next award is Entrepreneur. I'm so sorry, not what I said. And Alicia Balwick from the City of Toronto is going to present it. And I was just going to give you a tiny snapshot of what she does. So basically, the City of Toronto is the 5th largest city in North America. And Latin Americans are the fastest growing immigrant group, so Toronto's paying attention to Latin Americans. And the economy of the region is as large as it is diverse, and the strength gives the city resiliency. We're a leading center for fashion, professional services, communications technology, film, finance, food production, green technology, and life sciences. So the City of Toronto is very happy to support the Toronto Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And without any further ado, I'll hand it over to Alicia.
Good evening, everyone. Buenas noches a todos. Muy contenta de estar aquí y de apoyar a la Cámara de Comercio. Y les voy a leer los nominados. I'm going to do it in English and Spanish, so don't be concerned about it. These are the nominees for the category of entrepreneur. Edwin Bentancur, the Beta Electric Group, Inc. Giuseppia Mercato Media. Marlon Moreno, Bold Magazine. Alexander Munera, Downtown Suit Living, Inc. Jose Labra, Flow Trading. Carmenza Salazar, Humberview Chevrolet. And the awards goes to, el premio para, Marlon Moreno, Bold Magazine.
Good evening. I just actually like to call the Bold Magazine team here, if you just want to come for a second. Where are you guys? Oh, here we are. Sorry, it's just kind of... Thank you, Alicia. Just step over here. It's truly an honor to be the recipient of the Entrepreneur Award. Like many of you, entrepreneurs, you face many obstacles. And you always try to find an inspiration. And so my inspiration, you see it here, even though my name is it's the recipient of the award. I want you to meet my inspiration, the people that make the magazine a possibility. Antonio, Humaira, Gustavo, Lea, Guadalupe, Magda, Felicia. So please. So this is for you guys. Thank you. So we're gonna do it forward. I'm going this way, we're gonna do it forward. My name is Marlon Moreno, and I'm originally from Nicaragua. I came to Canada 22 years ago, and we left Nicaragua during the Civil War. Bold Magazine actually came on board about a year and a half, and it was an idea that I was cooking around in my head, and I decided that I wanted to put a magazine that focused on travel and pop culture made by Latin Americans. So that was the whole premise of the magazine. So one of the things that I'm very proud with Bold Magazine is that we break stereotypes. That is a magazine made by Latin Americans, but it appeals to the general consumer, and we break the stereotype. And one of the things that makes me extremely proud about Bold Magazine is to see that we're able today to have 5,000 copies on a quarterly basis. Not only that we're able to have it across Canada at Chapter Indigos, but to have the distribution partnership with Air Canada Lounges. It's something that really brings the passion of myself and the people that are behind the magazine. Where do I see Bold Magazine in a few years from now? I want to be able to say we have Bold Magazine distributed with one of the national newspapers across Canada. And the reason why we want to see it, I want to see it that way, is because we want to be able to share our passion or Latin American feeling through the publication across Canada.
Thank you so much. I hope the Globe and Mail gets to distribute that magazine. So now I would like to call on Ahmed Imam with Captain Printworks, and he's going to present the small medium business. So Ahmed.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Captain Printworks team, I want to thank you very much for letting us be part of this great event that is bringing the bright and the visionaries together. Without further delay, I want to mention the names of the nominees. Alexander Monera, Downtown Suite Living Incorporation, and Carlos Paz Soldan, Tenant Computer Group Inc. And the winner is Carlos Paz Soldan. Come to the stage, please.
My name is Carlos Paz Soldan. I'm originally from Lima, Peru, and I came to Canada in 1980. I have an IT company. The company is called Tenant Computer Group, and it is located in the North York region. Our specialty is in the sale of computer systems for government and organizations such as hospitals, insurance companies, and so on. We have been providing this type of services for about 28 years now. And we have had a great success in the Ontario region, particularly the GTA. In the last couple of years and looking forward, we are focusing more on the development of software because it is something that allows us to create solutions for customers as opposed to sell existing solutions. We're very much interested in selling our products abroad, not just in the US and the UK and so on, but also in South America. We provide this type of service using internet technologies, which we find has been a great bonus for us, at the same time that it has become a challenge, but it does open a lot of additional markets. Initially, the company was really only a couple of people. We are well over that now. We have about 30 people full-time employed in the Toronto area. Our focus going forward is to create solutions taking advantage of some of the newer technologies that allow us to solve business issues. We're always looking for ways to take advantage of these technologies.
So our next category is retail, and we're lucky to have Jillian Farnsworth here from Casillero del Diablo. As you all know, you've been sipping on it. It's the most recognized Chilean premium wine brand in the world. It was founded by Don Melchor, who created the wine legend when he pretended to keep strangers away that he had a devil in his cellar. And I've actually visited that winery in Chile. It's lovely. So without any further ado, here is Jillian to present the Retail Award.
Just move that down a bit. Good evening, my name is Jillian from Select Wines and Spirits, and we are very pleased to be here tonight to sponsor your event with the Casillero del Diablo wines from our portfolio. And without further ado, I'd like to announce the recipient, contenders for the Retail Award. And so the first person we have is Irene Morales from Jumbo Empanada. And Alberto Aguilar from Pancho's Bakery. And thirdly, we have Mariah Filanowski from the restaurant Cantina Mexicana. And Mike Maese. And I would like to announce the, from Santillo Tile. And I would like to announce that Mike Maese is the winner of the Retail Award.
Mike Maese. I'm from Mexico. I have been in Canada for 44 years. I'm originally from Saltillo, Mexico. About 25 years ago, I started importing Mexican tiles as a one-man show and started basically distributing, just wholesaling to larger stores, full container loads. Once school ended, we expanded to retailing and also wholesaling products to different stores across Canada. Presently, we have opened locations in Calgary, Alberta, Ottawa, Ontario, Montreal, Quebec, and we have a distribution center in Indianapolis, Indiana, USA. The biggest challenge in this industry, I believe, is to have reliable suppliers. So to have reliable suppliers, you must travel, go to shows, different international shows, whether in China, whether in Italy, whether in Mexico, Brazil, but you have to go, look, and search those suppliers that are going to supply you with quality products.
So unfortunately, our winner is at a trade show out of town, so we will keep the award until he returns. So thank you so much. Our next award is Arts and Culture, and it will be presented by Lupe Ledesma with Comercio Latino. Comercio Latino is the first Spanish-speaking publication to be distributed on a large scale in the TTC subway. It has the highest distribution of any Spanish paper in Ontario, and it provides an important dissemination for cultural and community events in the Hispanic community. Lupe?
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to join you this evening. I would like to thank the prestigious organization the Hispanic Toronto Chambers of Commerce for recognizing the potential, the talent, and the success achieved by all nominees in making this awards night a reality. In the category of arts and culture, the nominees are Francisco Alvarez, Royal Ontario Museum, Hugo Ares, Sony Center for the Performing Arts, Matthias de Dovitis, City of Toronto, Margarita Feliciano, Antares Publishing House of Spanish Culture, María Dolores González, Club Hispano, Esmeralda Enrique, Spanish Dance Sion, Maddie Piller, Toronto Animated Image Society, and Freddy Vélez, Correo Canadiense. And the winner is, guess who is the winner? Esmeralda Enrique.
Hello, my name is Esmeralda Enrique. I was born in San Antonio, Texas, and I've been living in Canada for the past 31 years. I established and I am the founder of the Academy of Spanish Dance and the Esmeralda Enrique Spanish Dance Company. The school started out quite small, just a few students when I first came here. Now we have over 130 students, and we gain students every year. Both the company and the school are recognized worldwide as for their caliber of presentations, for the caliber of the teaching that we do at the school. What I see for the company is that we will continue to present our yearly concerts in Toronto, that we will expand our touring possibilities, that we will continue our biannual symposium on the art of flamenco. The Academy as well, we hope that it will continue to be a center for quality teaching, for expansion of a library and a resource for anyone interested in learning more about the art form of flamenco, then that they can always contact us. I am proud of both the company and the school because I see that the people coming to the school are very enthusiastic about wanting to learn, and learning is always something that I have always encouraged. I am the eternal student, so I value learning. The company always presents and gives their heart out when they do performances. We love what we do and we show it.
The next category is Businesswoman of the Year. It's going to be presented by Sergio Lasky, and I think he may be joined by his colleagues Alex Wise and Manuel Rodriguez. They're the three partners. Of course, as you all know, Unikron caters to ad agencies and corporations and it specializes in interactive media, webcasts, and corporate videos. These business leaders, Mr. Weiss, Sergio Lasky, and Manuel Rodriguez, had the vision of combining their individual experience to create this unique organization, and we're just thrilled to have them with us tonight. So I guess that would be Sergio.
Good evening. On behalf of everybody at Unikron, we congratulate the THCC and the nominees and recipients of the Vision Award. This is a beautiful evening. We're very excited to be part of it, and we thank you very much.
And the nominees are Aide Bocha from San Lawrence Center for the Arts, Maya Evia from Happy Newcomer, Alma Farias from Trade Partners, Lupe Ledesma from Remax 2000, Lorena Suarez from Wonder Travel Advisors, Zulima Hueso from Kido Magazine, and Lucero One from Cocina Lucero.
And the award goes to Zulema Hueso, the Kido Magazine.
Hello everyone, my name is Zulima Hueso. I am from Bogota, Colombia. I've been in Canada for 10 years now. One thing I have to share with you is the name of the magazine. The magazine is called Kido Magazine. I took that name from my boss. When I first came to work to this company, I had lots of experience from my country, but I was new. I was just learning. And all the time when he was telling or showing me something or asking me for something, he was always referring to me as Kido. The big conclusion is that word is used for older people to refer or to teach in a good manner to our young people. My vision for the future of the magazine is to go to more places, to cover the whole Ontario province, but also the main cities where we have a high number of Spanish speakers. The biggest challenge was made the first magazine. Today we have 23 issues of Kido Magazine, printed, distributed, and put it in the right hands, doing the right thing. The magazine is doing what it's supposed to do, which is bring together our community and support our families.
Okay, for our last award, we have Businessman of the Year. It's going to be presented by Sachi Mukherjee, who is the President and Executive Creative Director of Monsoon Communications. Monsoon is changing the way we reach out to new audiences by applying a multilingual, multicultural approach with cultural insights that understand the way new Canadians think, live, and relate to their brands. So please welcome Mr. Sachi Mukherjee.
I had 2 pages written down for this evening, but I'm going to cut it right back. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege to be here, and an even greater privilege to be handing out the Businessman of the Year award tonight. There are 2 reasons why I'm here. One is a business reason, and I represent Monsoon, and I want to say that my being here and my team, some of my team being here, is a way of showing our commitment to the community. We approach the Chinese, we talk to them, the South Asians, the Filipinos, and now added to that list is the growing number of Hispanics in this country. So you are an extremely important market for us, and we are looking at you very closely right now. The second reason why I'm here is a personal reason. I find it inspiring to be giving out an award to the Businessman of the Year. I love high achievers. I admire them, and I think it's a great privilege once again to say I'm here to introduce 3 people, 3 nominees, and 1 winner, and they are Carlos Moreno of BBDO Toronto, I don't know why he's at BBDO. He should be with us, I think. Oscar Hoffre of Board Suite Corporation. And Eduardo Lulca of Oscardo. And the winner is Oscar Hoffre of Board Suite Corporation.
In some ways, I appreciate that.
Hi, my name is Oscar A. Joffrey Jr. I am the founder, president, CEO of Board Suite Corp, based in Toronto, Ontario. I was born in Santiago, Chile, and I have been in Canada now for 36 years. Board Suite was founded way back in 2002 when I emerged with the opportunity of creating this secure on-demand board portal. It took me a few years to work on the architecture, but it wasn't until 2005 that I got the starting team together to launch. We launched the first version in early 2006, getting great feedback. And today, Board Suite is with over 30 employees, 65 advisors, and with over 10,000 organizations from over 20 plus countries around the world. Board Suite is a secure board portal. And what did it do? It allowed board of directors the ability to manage organization oversight without actually being there. Board Suite emerged with a product that would allow companies to manage themselves more effectively. The next steps for us is one of the biggest challenges we've had since we started Board Suite. We are in the process of seeking our public listing so all shareholders around the world can benefit by taking advantage of our opportunity. We see Board Suite growing to be a global leader in providing good governance and compliance to both private, public, and not-for-profit companies around the world.
Well, that concludes the 7 award winners. Of course, we still have the big winner of the night coming up. But before we get to that, I would like to introduce Jacob Moczynski, who's the chair of the THCC. And Jacob is going to introduce our keynote speaker and the recipient of the Visionary Award. Jacob, who comes from Mexico, has 10 years of experience in marketing and promotion. He currently works with Rogers, and he's tasked in the multicultural planning area. He's also an avid wine connoisseur and a world traveler. Jacob.
Well, thank you very much. Just one important clarification. I am no longer at Rogers, but thank you very much. I'm a multicultural consultant. But in that, I'd like to say a few words before I introduce the keynote speaker. I'd like to introduce a visionary, a person who has challenged the norm, a person who does not take no for an answer, someone who has jumped over all barriers to succeed, someone who understands simplicity in business, a Canadian-born entrepreneur with a vision of boldly transforming the landscape of telecommunications in Canada, a visionary who launched Canada's first new national wireless carrier in a decade, a visionary who's been named a top 40 under 40 in 2006, and a visionary who has been named Globe and Mail's CEO of the Year in 2010. A visionary who founded Shamba Foundation, an innovative charity for charities that provides event space and staff at no cost to charitable fundraisers. A visionary who is a strong believer in sharing his vision with the Toronto Hispanic Chamber of Commerce tonight. Tonight we are honoring Anthony Lacavera, CEO and Chairman of Global Life Holdings and Wind Mobile, with a special Visionary Award. Mr. Lacavera, it is a great honor and privilege to present you with the Toronto Hispanic Chamber of Commerce 2012 Visionary Award for the leadership and visions you provide to entrepreneurs across Canada. You are a visionary who all members, volunteers, and students of the board and everywhere else in Canada look up to, and we thank you for your vision. Mr. La Cavera, please come forward.
Actually, I should be.
Hold on.
All right. You're next year.
Next year.
I was relieved to hear that Jacob's not working at Rogers any longer. Jacob, Diego, everyone here this evening at the Toronto Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, thank you very much for the invitation to speak with you all this evening, and thank you very much for this great honor, recognizing me as your visionary for 2012. I am honored. It's actually also something I'd like to recognize my friend Marlon, who introduced me to the Toronto Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and of course, congratulations to all the winners tonight. But it's people like Marlon that are really helping raise awareness about the Hispanic community and the growth of the Hispanic community and successes of it in Toronto. So it was nice to meet you, and thank you for. Well, the little story is I met him when he was working at the Holt Cafe as an aspiring entrepreneur, and of course I was at the time starting up Wind Mobile, and I sort of got. I would always tell the story of how I'm going to start up a wireless company and shake up the big guys, and most people would be like, "Yeah, right, yeah, okay." Well, whereas Marlon actually took the time to listen to me and believed in me, so it was really nice to see you again. I'm living proof that if you set your sights high, aim high, and believe in yourself, that anything is really possible. I'm from a small town of Welland, Ontario. I don't come from any particular advantages. My parents love them to death, but they, if anything, discouraged me from paving my own path and becoming an entrepreneur. I come from a regular background in every way. My family's Italian Canadian, and I grew up in a small town of Welland, Ontario. Went to Catholic high school, played hockey, and cared a lot more about girls than high school. And went on to the University of Toronto and took engineering. And it was at engineering school that things really started to change for me. But our story is really one of the age-old cliches of perseverance, hard work, and discipline. We didn't start with any particular advantages, no connections, no unique relationships, no capital, no business, and really no experience. And I started Global Live in 1998 like that. And I'm, of course, asked very often now, how did you manage to raise all the capital you did for Wind Mobile? How did you manage to raise, it's almost $2 billion now for Wind Mobile? And the answer is that it started with a small business loan from the Royal Bank, and I apologize to the presenting sponsor, but it was the Royal Bank, not Scotiabank. I got a regular small business loan and started selling long distance, and this was in the late 90s. And at the time, long distance was still very expensive, and I'd wrote some software while I was in engineering school to lower the cost of long distance. And that's how Global Life started in 1998. Our first year of sales, I remember very well, was $3,267. That's about my Rogers bill before I launched Wind. And now today it's a company that's national, that has almost 1,500 spectacular individuals in our community, and just this week passed 500,000 customers with Wind Mobile, which is a huge milestone for us. 500,000 customers with our Yak Communications business. Almost 6,000 business customers with our business services division. So I'm so proud of where we are today, but it really did start with me, with no capital, with no connections, and just pounding the pavement and selling long distance minutes, which at the time were $1 a minute. I wish they were still $1 a minute. Profits would be better. So what is an entrepreneur? In my mind, an entrepreneur is someone that it's way beyond taking risks and starting businesses. I believe in entrepreneurship, and I want to stress all forms of entrepreneurship, for-profit and not-for-profit, small business and big business. Entrepreneurship can exist and does exist everywhere, including in all these different walks of life. But in my mind, entrepreneurship is a state of being. I've learned this over the years. It's where one always is questioning the way things are and envisioning the way things could be, and having the conviction that things will be as one envisions. Some of us, many of us in this room, know that we create our own circumstances. We make our own reality and we control our own destiny. Those that know this are entrepreneurs. And I know, looking out here this evening, I see many people that are entrepreneurs in all walks of life. So it's my privilege to be addressing you this evening and being recognized as a visionary amongst you. I want to share with you 2 lessons that I've learned. I think we all forget how important all the relationships in our life really are until some of them are strained, or one of them is strained, or one of them is gone due to a tragedy. The most important asset we all have in developing our charities, in developing our foundations, in developing our businesses, in developing our families and friends, the most important thing we have is all the relationships we have and that we have the opportunity to build. I've learned to spend as much time as I can learning from as many people as I can, meeting as many people as I can, and building my own community of friends, family, mentors, people that I can look up to and ask questions of, that I still do today. And I'm fortunate today to count some of the world's leading and most prominent entrepreneurs and philanthropists as my mentors. But I didn't start there. I started with a small business loan representative at the Royal Bank. Sorry, Scotia again. It really is a very, very important thing that we all forget about. So I encourage everyone this evening to make the time to introduce yourself to someone you don't already know, and learn one interesting thing about that person, and you never know where that's going to lead you. The world really is a small place. That cliche is also true. Secondly, our time is unbelievably finite. Our time is unbelievably finite and short. If you think about it, and I hope everyone in this room lives to 100 years, 100 years, 365 days a year is 36,500 days. But you can only really do anything useful after you're 10. At least for me, it was at least 10 before I could do anything useful. And you really, hopefully, aren't having to do too much after you're, say, 80. So you have 70 years. 70 years is only about 25,000 days. 25,000 days. That's all we short-lived, sort of weakling humans have. It's not very long. 25,000 days is 600,000 hours. 600,000 hours. It sounds so short, and it is so short. You can't even buy a house in Toronto for $600,000 anymore. Our time is so short and so finite that we have to make good use of every minute that we have. Pursue your dreams with every minute, with every breath, and you'll achieve them. I'm living proof that it's possible. Thank you again very much for the honor this evening. And I'm going to hang out for a while, so I'd be very happy to talk to as many of you as I can and meet as many of you people as I can over this evening. But thank you again for this great honor to the Toronto Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Congratulations. And someone asked me what the Chamber could do earlier tonight. I was asked what could the Chamber do to increase its profile and so on. The biggest stat I learned tonight is that there are 1 million Hispanics in Canada. This is an amazing stat. I have to say I've grown up in Canada my whole life. I'm from Niagara and I moved to Toronto when I was 18. If someone asked me, I would have said, there's 200,000, 300,000. You're a very large, very powerful community. Celebrate each other's success and grow with it. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful, inspirational speech, and I think everyone here will take a little piece of that message away with them. I would now like to call upon Fabiola Sicard and Dr. Gordon Davies to present the Business of the Year Award. Fabiola, who's originally from Mexico, is in charge of Scotiabank's strategy for Latin American markets in Canada. And Dr. Gordon Davies is with the University of Toronto School of Continuing Education.
It is an honor to be here tonight representing Scotiabank. We've been, for a long time, a big supporter of the Latin community, and of course, we're very happy to be tonight with the Toronto Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. When they first came and told me about their vision for this event, I couldn't really picture it, but I'm very happy to now see it with my own eyes. A great speaker, very inspirational, but I will only say to Anthony, we don't have many minutes left. I think it is time to fix all your issues with Scotiabank. Come and talk to me.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Gordon Davies from the University of Toronto School of Continuing Studies. And as you heard earlier, we were asked by the Chamber of Commerce if we could be the jury for this evening's awards. And we undertook it with a lot of humility, knowing that the nominees were all worthy. So we met together several times, we went through the nominations, and you see the results in the videos and in the people that you've met tonight. Almost anyone who was nominated could have won in their category. So I congratulate everyone on behalf of the committee members from the School of Continuing Studies. We at the school call ourselves the entrepreneurial part of the University of Toronto. We receive no subsidies. We have no aid from the university or from the government. We constantly reinvent our courses that range from business to languages to arts and science to English language programs. And I'm happy to say that I would say an outsized number of our students are themselves Hispanic. They are pursuing their goals through education, and we're happy to embrace them and learn from them in a mutual arrangement. As the head of languages, I'm also happy to say that Spanish is one of our fastest growing languages. So the Canadian non-Hispanic community and the Canadian Hispanic community are coming together over language and over business education. I have a secret announcement to make. The Hispanic Chamber of Commerce asked that they not be told in advance who the Business of the Year award goes to. And so I have it here. The nominees were all the people whom you heard named earlier, so I won't name them again. But we had the job of going back over the names to choose that person who we felt had most perhaps realized his or her dream. Not only had a dream, not only was pursuing it, but had developed a business that had borne fruit. So I'm happy to announce that the 2012 Vision Showcase Award, Business of the Year, this year goes to Beta Electric Group, Inc. Here. Edwin Betancourt is the president.
Get some music for the...
Wow, I can't believe it. We started 20 minutes late, but we're ending on time. How un-Latin is that? So thank you so much for your attention tonight. It's such a pleasure for me to be able to be part of this event and to recognize the many young, talented people in the Hispanic community, which is only going to grow in influence, numbers, wealth, and stature as it matures. And I would like to remind you there is, of course, the raffle that's going to be at 9 o'clock, and Alvaro Duran, the treasurer, is going to be in charge of the raffle, so I encourage you all to buy tickets. And also wanted to give a shout out to Carlos Bastidas, who's the flautist and songwriter, originally from Colombia, in the back of the room. And I would like to thank THCC for putting on such an elegant event. And gracias a ustedes, y que le pasen bien con bebidas y comida. Gracias.